Alright, I'm here, chat, and I swear it's not my fault. For some reason, YouTube was buffering. When you click start the live stream, it takes a while until a little button says go live, and then you can start. And YouTube was actually frozen for more than 3 minutes now. Anyway, right, today we're going to be discussing about the Olympics, and apparently if you keep quiet and you listen, you can hear short fat otaku screaming in agony. Because this whole conversation is like the most bizarre shit, man. Like, it's taken really to religious level. Like, how many transgender people are there? And how many of them, like, they viewed sports as the career? Like I really need to compete in sports. Like, there's no other career path for me. Like, for example, in Romania, I, as a guy, can never be a babysitter. And you may say, well, why would you want to be a babysitter? Well, look, like, when I was 16, I wanted to, right? Because, like, I was 16 and I had a couple of friends that were women, and they were making easy money. Like, they had the ability to go to someone else's house, watch TV, play on the computer, and at the same time, just take care of a kid that was well-behaved anyway. And I was like, well, why I wanted that? I wanted to do that. But turns out, like, no, you can't do that. Why? Because you're a guy. Like, no one trusts you to do that. And I was 16. I was like, holy shit, that's such an easy job. Cleaning lady. Again, it's one of those jobs when I was a teenager, like, I would have loved to do, go into someone's house and just, like, clean and do shit, and you get money for that. It's like, who the fuck doesn't want that? But, like, my point is, like, there are just certain career paths and career opportunities that just aren't open to you, right? But apparently, like, in America, it's a human rights violation. It's like, it's fine. Okay, it's a human rights violation. And so, the transgender community, they really, really wanted two things, okay? Like, first one was to use the female bathroom. This one I kind of understand, although not really. We're going to go into that in a little bit. But the other thing that they really wanted was in the Olympics. Like, they wanted, like, trans women are real women. They want to compete in sport. So where do I begin? Let's start with the bathroom, right? Now with the bathroom, I kind of understand. Because, like, if you're passing as a trans person, right, you generally, like, look like a woman, and you enter a male bathroom, like, other people are going to feel uncomfortable around you, seeing a girl taking a piss standing up, like, that's hilarious and shit. And so, like, I kind of get why they were really complaining about it, but, when the solution was offered, it's like, what if you have, like, neutral bathrooms, right? Oh, no, monsieur, no, we want the women's bathroom. And it's like, okay. Well, I see how it is. The one with the trans women in sports, the reason it's very fascinating is that you gotta know how to negotiate, right? Like, if 10 years ago, transgenderism, and I'm talking about, like, 2010, right? Transgenderism in 2010 was considered a mental illness. Like, literally, it was with the psychiatrist. Like, this person is mentally ill. They wouldn't consider, like, gender-affirming care. Like, no, they would consider we need therapy, right? So, like, transgenderism goes from mental illness to being used as a flag on the American embassies in the Middle East, to having trans titties in front of the White House, to having people that do not follow the pronouns getting banned. And so, like, they wanted to give up all of that, just kick it away, for what? The trivial gain of, like, the smallest percentage imaginable of trans people. Because, like, again, here's the thing, right? When you make massive changes in society, you generally don't want to rock the boat. It's like, you need to be happy with the changes that you've made. You need to be able to say, okay, this was good enough. But what they decided to do is, like, no, it wasn't good enough. Like, we're going to keep rocking and rocking and rocking the boat just to see how many people we upset. Because, like, if we upset bigots, we win. That's how we actually managed to push out ideology, by upsetting as many bigots as possible. And they ended up upsetting women. And there is a political theory, which I definitely subscribe to. And that one says that nothing in society changes until it affects women. So you can have like a massive war like you have in Ukraine, and you can have men dying by the truckloads, just trucks upon trucks of men, just killed, butchered, maimed. No one cares. Like, nothing will change in society. The moment it affects women, that's when things change. And so, going into trans women's bathrooms and going into women's sports, and especially when you realize just how brutal the infiltration was, because there were a couple of women that spoke out. And basically, like, when they were told, like, yeah, you need to change in the same locker room with another woman that has a penis. And it's like, okay, so, like, if that other woman sees my tits, does the penis grow? Probably yes. And so women obviously were horrified by this, and they wanted to speak out, but they were immediately told, it's like, look, it's for your career and your best interest that you don't speak out. Like, you need to be quiet about this. Like, do not speak out, because you're going to get into a lot of trouble. And very few women did speak out, and the ones that did speak out did get in a lot of trouble. So, like, it was a very brutal infiltration, right? Like, it wasn't like, oh, women decided that this is a nice thing, and we're gonna... No, like, they were literally top down. It's like, they were told, this is what's happening, you're going to shut the fuck up, or else. And so that didn't end that well, right? All of the animosity, like all of the social backlash, I believe, comes from this. It comes from the women's bathrooms, the pronouns at the office, like that also upset a lot of people. The transgender Olympics, and also the arrogance, the arrogance of people like Destiny, of people like Dev. Thank you, Jankus, for the shekels. Going to stop my storytelling for a bit. I see I only got 54 people watching. That's a lot less than usual, but I guess it's because we started a lot earlier than we should. So, they are the exception. Qualify what kind of women are the exception. I object to the distinction of being called biological woman. Woman is sufficient. Well, I like to call you legacy woman. Right? So, like, we got the legacy women and we got the women plus. Women plus Democrat. Women plus progressive. Women plus forward thinking. Because the U.S. Olympic Committee has such a good track record, they've proven they're untrustworthy. I mean, like, no, these big corporations, they do not care about morality, right? Like, they care about what's popular right now. And if they perceive that right now every single other corporation is popular, and if they are not, their social media catches fire, then they're going to basically do what needs to be done. You gotta remember, like, when the Nazis got in power, a lot of football teams, like even English football teams, did the Nazi salute. It's like the BLM thing, where everyone kneels. When society decides that this is what we do now, most companies just flow with the wind. Like, they generally, like, do not care about, we're going to risk our body or we're going to risk our prestige by having moral opinions, right? Corporations have moral opinions because that's what you are supposed to do. Every single company required to have moral opinions. But they weren't really moral opinions, because Tim Pool said something very interesting when he went to Portland. So Tim Pool goes to Portland, and he notices that this bar that he frequents had an Antifa slogan. It had like a socialist slogan on the window. And Tim Pool actually goes inside because he knows the owner. And it's like, dude, I know that you're a capitalist guy. Like, you don't believe in that shit. Like, why did you put it there? And he's like, well, I put it there because otherwise they break my windows. And so this is what most people think. It's like, how much do I care about this that I want my windows broken, right? Like, if I get my windows broken, are other people going to stand by me and help me out? No. Okay, well, then I don't want my windows broken, right? Unfortunately, like, this is how reality works. This is how everything works in society. Like, most people, unironically and genuinely, do not want their windows broken. And you can say, well, yeah, but, like, if no one stands up, blah, 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 it gets worse. People just hope it doesn't get worse, Like, we're a Christian nation. People just pray it doesn't get worse. Like, maybe if they're good people and they're decent and they do everything right and they don't upset anyone, then nothing bad will happen. And unfortunately, like, this is the mentality of a lot of people, And I would say, like, it's kind of like Christian nations that think like this. Like, in Asia, you don't have this. Like, in Asia, no. But in Christianity, yeah, like most people are genuinely like this. Like if I don't do anything bad and I'm a good person, and I just mind my own business, right? I don't get involved. Like this thing doesn't concern me. It's above my pay grade. I just want to keep doing what I've been doing, and I'm doing everything that everyone else is. Then, well, isn't this Furries Anonymous self-help group? No. You scared everyone away with your furry stories? I don't think I did. Like, I don't believe that the people that watch me and are subscribed to me are that innocent when it comes to the internet. Like, I think most people, like, the very fact that I can talk about furries without actually having to explain what a furry is, that goes to show me that people are in the know, right? So, like, anyone that's pearl clutching is probably pearl clutching because they like to pretend. Same thing happened with the brown shirts. Yeah, like, again, like, most people just want to get down with their lives, you know? Like, believe it or not, most people aren't into politics. And so, if you have, like, a violent group over there that just breaks windows, and the way to avoid having your window broken is to just put a quote from Karl Marx, a lot of people are just going to put the quote from Karl Marx, call it a day, and hope that everything is fine, you know? They're going to pray that someone else is going to handle the problem. Now, of course, you know, when it actually gets really, really bad and business stops being profitable because crime rates are... Oh, well, then people start acting up. But by that time, the damage is too high. To be fair, though, like, let me put it this way, right? Imagine you're a guy from Portland, right? And you're in 2020. And you choose to put the sign up, and your neighbor doesn't put the sign up, right? So, like, you're left alone, your business is still normal, Trump comes, order is established, right? Like, you don't have, like, the same madness you used to have in 2020. Businesses are reopened, the pandemic is over, life goes on as usual. Now, imagine you're the other guy. You're the other guy that actually didn't put the sign, right? Your windows are broken, no one comes to help you. You probably get your store vandalized, or a Molotov cocktail flies into that. You get damaged, right? At the end of the day, things still go back to normal. Your store is burned. What exactly did you win? Now, of course, like, you can't know, right? Like, you can't know how things will end up, right? So, like, it's a risk either way. But my point is that there is, like, this evolutionary defense mechanism where most people just get on with their lives and they try not to worry too much about politics because they hope things will get better. Because the thing is, like, most of the time, things do get better, you know? Like, a lot of these revolutionary, fiery movements, they don't last long. Like, usually things that brutally change society, especially if they happen sudden, they also revert just as sudden. It's the things that happen slowly with mission creep, and it's over a long sustained amount of time that are here to stay. I spent a lot of time on tapestries too, but furry stuff was always weird to me, so I got away playing an elf to get around the rules. So I know furry stuff very well despite not being a furry. Sometimes being good and doing the right thing is not the same as being nice. Yeah, but, like, now we're just playing language. Like, you know what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is people want to fit in, right? Like, human beings are social mammals, and the concept of belonging is actually the norm, right? Like, the type of people that are revolutionaries, they're forward thinkers, they try to change the systems, those are the exception. Most people, unironically, they just want to belong. Like, they pick a side, you know, or sometimes a side is picked for them. Like, you don't choose the family you're born in, or you don't choose the neighborhood you grew up in. But most of the times, right, people want to pick a side, and then they want to belong. So, like, even though they know that, okay, well, this is something that I don't agree with, they don't want to rock the boat. They just be like, okay, I'll just keep doing my thing. And hopefully the people that have lost their marbles are going to gather them soon, and they're going to stop sparking up. Yeah, most of the time people just hope things don't get worse. Exactly. That's correct. Now again, like, take into account if you're in the French Revolution, right? Like, the French Revolution is one of the time periods that I've read recently, and it's absolutely horrible. Now, if you're the type of guy that, I want to do justice, I want to restore the normal order, you get killed, right? If you're the type of guy that just shuts the fuck up and just minds his own business, chances are you survive. And so, again, like, this exists because of evolution, right? So, like, your ancestors probably shut the fuck up, and that's how they managed to go through danger. And so, like, you have this in your brain for an evolutionary mechanism that, well, chances are you'll also shut the fuck up. Although not you personally, because if you're on my channel, you're probably very loud and outspoken. So, this is why I don't have, like, 10,000 people watching like Hassan Piker, right? I'm a lot more extremist, I guess. I have 100% chance of being right. Yeah, I just want to be left alone. Well, yeah, like that's what most people want, you know. And so usually, if you do nothing, you may actually get it. Okay. So we talked about the trans issues. I liked seeing this. Like, a woman just got BTFO'd by Grok, and it's absolutely hilarious, right? So. This is why you shouldn't ask Grok for information unless you do it in private, right? Because if you ask it in public, you end up becoming a meme, like this lady here. So, apparently, the statistic says lesbians have the least stable marriages. Gay men have the most stable marriages. I'm yet to hear an explanation for this. And this is like hand in hand with lesbians actually have more domestic violence than heterosexual couple or gay couple, right? I can explain why this is. Like, it's not rocket science. Very simple. Gay men, from my knowledge, usually don't give a shit about cheating. Like, gay men, and this was one of the complaints that Sargat also had. Gay men, despite the fact that they get married and they have a partner and stuff, they're still polyamorous. Like, they're cocking each other, you know? Like, they're having sex with each other, they're having sex with other people, they just don't care. Like, for them, sex is just pleasure. It's not emotional, right? Like, there's no... I mean, yeah, men do have, like, an emotional connection that gets strengthened through sex, but a man can literally just have casual sex, and that's it. Like, for them, it's just pleasure, right? And so they don't really get that affected if their partner cheats on them, because they cheat on their partner as well, and they talk about it. Now, from the perspective of a woman, like, sex is extremely emotional. And so, like, if one partner cheats on the other, it's a devastation. And so, like, obviously, like, they're more likely to get a divorce. The violence is also easy to explain, right? It's not that women are necessarily more violent than men. Is that when you're Superman and the entire world is a cardboard box and anything you punch can end up hospitalized, your entire life is actually dedicated on how to avoid violence or how to reduce violence or how to end violence as fast as possible if it starts, right? And so, like, most men, since birth, they're constantly told by society, hey, don't beat up someone, you know? Never hit a woman, never hit a child, never hit an elderly. Why? Because you can end up in you can end up in prison. They will end up in a hospital, right? Society is going to be against you because you're attacking the weak. And, like, this is constantly ingrained into you. And it's not just, like, society tells you, but, like, you notice it yourself, you know, when you're a teenager and you're on the playground and, you know, you end up, like, hitting a girl or some shit. You see how people react. You see how she's not like one of the guys. Like, one of the guys hits you back. No, like, with the girl, you just push her and she's on the floor and crying and, like, everyone is right. Like, most men experience that when they're growing up. Like, maybe they're 10 years old, they're 12 years old, they're on the playground, you know, they're fighting with the guys, they're having, like, their rough tumble. And then when they try to do the same with the girl, it ends up with her crying, parents attend the school, the principal office, and the whole shebang, right? So, like, men really learn very early that violence is something that needs to be used as a last resort. If it starts, you need to end it very fast, right? Like, there are rules. Women don't have that. Women, most of the time, they don't fight. Right? Like, women do this emotional bullying stuff. Like, most of their stuff is social games and social coercion, like stuff that men can't even think about. But more importantly, when women do actually fight, it's very nasty. right? Like, I remember like seeing girls fighting in the schoolyard, usually over guys. Like, you would have two guys fighting, and it's like a couple of punches, you know, maybe a couple of headbutts, and then they go out and they get a beer, right? Like, men fighting, it's really brutal, it's really fast, but it's over. Women fighting, holy fucking shit, like scratches, hair tugging, it's like 10, 15 minutes, there's blood, like they use their nails to scratch each other, right? It's really nasty. Because they don't know how to fight. So it's like, okay, fine, now let's put that in a relationship, right? Obviously, like, not all men are saints, and some men are going to lose their shit and they're going to become wife beaters. But percentage-wise, I like to believe that most men aren't wife beaters. And they're probably not, because, like, the hospitals aren't really that filled with, you know, women suffering from domestic abuse. So, like, as a percentage of the population, like, men that are wife beaters, it's probably pretty small, because, like, again, they have relatives, they have families. Like, you know, like, if you hit your wife, like, she has a father, she has brothers, it's right? Like, normal social dynamics are a lot more complex than the internet likes people to think. And so they also know, it's like, okay, if I hit her, even if she hits me first, like, nobody's going to believe me, right? Like, the police is not going to believe me, her family are not going to believe me. And so, like, men definitely have to make absolutely sure that they control themselves every time. Women don't need to do that. Like, women are never taught about that. And so, plates can fly. There were cases where the cooking pan with oil was thrown around. Because I worked at a hospital, I actually saw men being victims of domestic violence, right? And most people say, well, I mean, a woman is small, like, what can she do? Yeah, you can say that until you see a plate flying, right? Or a pan of hot oil being thrown over the man when he's asleep. Or if the man comes home drunk and she manages to pick up the axe and beats the living shit out of him with the blunt side, right? Like, I've seen her, and I genuinely, like, seen wounds like that with men coming to the hospital. But, like, none of that makes it in the media. None of that is a story. Because, well, first of all, like, the man doesn't want it to get out because for some reason it's shameful. Like, I don't think it's shameful, right? Like, if I was to go online and, you know, like, if it happened to me, and I would say, like, my crazy bitch, I'm divorcing her, but, like, she beat the living shit out of me with the blunt side of an axe. Like, I think other men would understand that. It would be like, well, V, like, what the fuck? It's like, well, look, it happened. Like, when I got married, like, I didn't know she would do that. Like, most men genuinely, like, do not have the balls to come out and actually share their stories. And it's probably because when they do share their stories, like, everyone mocks and laughs them. But, like, when you understand this, and then you see the statistics that, well, actually, lesbians have the least stable marriages, and that gay men have a lot more stable marriages than lesbians, none of it is surprising. And also, you need to take into account, you know, if you're a lesbian and you have sex, you can get pregnant. Like, that's an indication, right? Because, like, the other lesbian is going to think, oh, this is my child. Two gay men, they don't have that problem, right? Also, I found a really interesting statistics, and this one is just mind-opening. And I guess it's true, right? In couples where you, like in straight couples where you have domestic violence, usually both of them are the abusers. Like, in most of the cases, they abuse each other, right? So, like, when you see Amaranth crying about, oh my goodness, like, my boyfriend, he has all my passwords, and he is telling me how to dress up on a stream, and, right? Like, and she's talking about this shit, and everyone thinks that she's a victim and she's being abused. Most people don't know what's happening behind closed doors. The reason that he has all her passwords is because she didn't know how to set anything up. And, like, he became her manager. He set everything up for her. And then, you know, she already left another guy. So, like, this one is afraid and he's, like, taking precautions. But more importantly, like, he was also helping with her business. Like, from my knowledge, and this is what I've heard. Again, it's hearsay. But her husband was hiring a lot of other people in order to respond to her pay piggies and DMs and try to get more messages, right? So, like, you basically talk to Amaranth thinking that you have a connection to her, but in reality, you're probably talking to her husband, right? So, like, again, like when you don't know the whole thing, like, when you don't know the whole context, it does sound like, oh my goodness, like, she's a victim. In reality, she probably just noticed that her numbers are dropping. She tried having a spat, like created this scenario, got people, oh my goodness, oh, she's being a victim, oh, donate. Numbers went up, right? And people had a lot of compassion for a person that, at the end of the day, is an entertainer and an influencer. So they got influence to donate. But anyway, right, this lady, like, the thing that I find interesting is you're misrepresenting the data, or you don't understand it, right? So, like, this person says, this is what happens, same-sex and heterosexual divorce over 20 years. And she's like, her entire worldview is being dismantled. And you're misrepresenting the data, or you don't understand it. When these studies are done, they're accounting for experience that spans someone's entire lifetime and include past relationship, not just the same-sex one. And so she goes like, Groki, is it true? And Groki goes, no, yeah, it's accurate. It's like the cohort was lesbians that were married for at least 10 years. But like the very fact that she can't even get herself to believe that women act like human beings, right? It's like, oh, well, sometimes, in some cases, women can actually be at fault. Like, it goes to show the deep level of indoctrination that leftists have to live under, where they genuinely believe, like, no, a woman or women in general can never do anything bad, ever. Like, everything bad on planet Earth is because of men. Everything that goes bad in the world is because of men, and women are just along for the ride. Facts do interfere with our feelings, yes. In Canada, women only have the state as their husband and daddy. Check out the case of Jack Demore going to jail in Canada for lack of consent. I was fired from Amazon twice for not shutting up. Well, there you see, like the people that remain at Amazon, they're trained to shut the fuck up. Styx Hammer girlfriend broke his front tooth and blooded his nose. It was crazy. Yeah, like Styx Hammer's girlfriend, it's not only that, but like, I again, like, when I say that it takes two people to be abusers, I'm not kidding. So, like, in the case of Styx, what actually triggered her, and we're going to play that again, even though I've played it so many times, but I want people to understand what's happening. So, let's see if I can find this really fast. Right. So,
this is my...
sorry about that. But, like, this is where it all started, right? Like, this is the chick.
Hey, this is my darling. Yes.
You done?
No.
Okay.
Right, so, like, most people misinterpreted this and said that, well, Styx is a creep. In the sense, like, he's a virgin, he never saw a woman, this is the first time, and he's, like, trying to force her. It's no, you don't understand what's happening here. They're both adults, right? They're both in the same place. They probably already fucked. That's not the issue. The issue is that Styx had a fight with his wife. I think, like, he just divorced her, because, from my understanding, is that he found out his daughter is not really his, right? And so he divorced her and went from Norway into the United States in order to meet up with this chick, which I assume may be one of his exes. And the reason he does this on camera is because he wants to humiliate his wife, right? Like, he is using this chick as a way to get back to his wife. Now, this chick has this thing that's called dignity, right? And she knows what's going on. Like, she knows that this guy that came into her house and probably already did things to her is now trying on a live stream to show to his wife that, look, I'm here and I'm doing stuff, okay? And so, like, this is what pissed her off. And to be fair, like, yeah, it's not really fair for her, right? Like, maybe she actually had genuine romantic interest in Styx. Like, maybe she actually wanted a stable relationship. But when you see the man behave like that, like, he basically goes on a live stream knowing that his wife is there so that you get to be used, right? I mean, put yourself into the shoes if the roles are reversed, right? Like, imagine you have, like, this crush that you had in high school, and now you're both adults. She comes to your place, you find out that she divorced her husband or whatever, and you have a live stream, and now, like, she's trying to touch and grope you, like, knowing that it's being live streamed and her ex-husband gets to see, right? Like imagine how you feel, right? And so I think like this is where she got a lot of spite and animosity towards Styx, and then she did everything else. So like again, most of the situations where you have abusive relationships, like both parties are abusive. Yeah, no one wants to be number two. That's true. But it's not even like no one wants to be number two. Like some people are actually happy being number two. Okay? It's like if you're a guy and this is all you can do, right? Like this is all you can muster, you know? Like you're socially awkward, you're an introvert, you're not good with women, you're not good with people, and the only thing you get is number two because you're scraping the bottom of the barrel, and at least it's a woman. You know, like there are people with this mentality. It's like, well, at least it's a woman. At least I got something, right? And they're fine with getting a number two. What they're not fine is being used to get back at number one. Like that is something that even those people aren't willing to put up with. Those who want to be number two aren't people. Look at if they literally cannot do it, right? Like, for example, no one wants leftovers at the dinner, right? Like you wouldn't want to eat a half-eaten chicken bone, right? Like, no one wants to be like that. But, like, what if you literally can't afford it? You're homeless. You have no money, you have no income, and the only thing you can do is eat from the garbage. Are you going to not eat from the garbage? Of course you're going to eat from the garbage, right? Like, there's no other choice, right? So, like, there are certain people which you can say, well, yeah, like, this is the most amount they can pull off. Like, they can't pull off more than that. That's their limit. And so, it is what it is. I think Styx looks under the influence of something. I think so too. He says it's alcohol. I don't buy it. The thing is, like, he said he had a stroke. That's something very interesting, right? So he said he has a stroke. Now I believe that he had a stroke. He says he had a stroke and he lost his ability to read. A lot of people are saying, well, hold on a little bit. If he lost his ability to read, how can he write? And that's actually fascinating about the human brain. You can lose your ability to read and you can still write. I don't know how to explain it, but apparently, yes, like there are people that genuinely can't read anymore, but if you give them like cubes and make them arrange words and shit, they can, right? So they can still write, but they can't read. It's weird. But anyway, right? I believe that he had the stroke. The thing that I find it interesting is that Styx is still a young man. He's not supposed to have strokes at his age. Like he is at the age where young people don't have strokes, and he doesn't look morbidly obese. He doesn't seem to have like any complication like sickle anemia or some shit. And so the only explanation may be that, well, he's taking some pills, he's taking some substances. Again, I'm just assuming it's the only thing that I can find logical on why would a young man at his age looking healthy, right? Because he doesn't look either extremely skinny and he doesn't look extremely fat. So like he looks healthy. And then he has strokes. Yeah, the clot shot. I don't think he took the clot shot. But even with the clot shot, I mean, it's been years, right? It's been, like since 2020, he's getting a clot shot in 2026? It is a possibility, yes. Like, maybe, I don't know. But I don't think he took the Fauci-Ouchie, because, like, his entire stream was against the Fauci-Ouchie, so... Maybe he was constrained. I mean, maybe, yeah, like if he traveled, right? You had to get the Fauci-Ouchie if you travel. He was later told by her friend if he didn't what he did, should have agreed to go out with him. No, she won't. I think she would have gone out with him. I don't know. No, I just think, like, you can see it on her face. Like, the fact that up until then she was happy next to him, but, like, when he started hugging and groping her in front of the camera, that's when she reacted negatively. It was Stolas. Yeah, it may have been the demon's work. He drinks coffee like crazy. That doesn't matter. Like, if drinking coffee like crazy would give young people strokes, we would have hospitals filled up. Like, no. Not even if he was drinking Monster Dew. Like, no, it's just not normal for a young person at his age to have that. And his parents are fine, right? Like, both of his parents are alive, so we can't really say that it's a genetic thing either. Was it obstruction or an aneurysm? I don't know. I haven't get to see his medical records. But from what he disclosed, He just had a stroke, and his parents found him barely conscious. So it's kind of sad because I genuinely liked his content, but you can definitely see a decline in his analysis. So when the decline happened, I also stopped watching. Okay, let's talk about some figures. Carlson is praising Saudi Arabia. Oh my fucking god! Of course he is. By the way, do you notice there are a couple of people on the right which don't really seem associated or anything, but man, they don't do collabs, they don't talk to each other, they don't appear on the street with each other, but they share the exact same talking points. And it's not like one of them has a talking point that's really persuasive and then other people pick it up. It just doesn't feel natural. It feels almost like a week happens and they all just have the same talking points. And correct me if you haven't heard this, right? These are the talking points that get repeated. The right and the left are the same because of Israel. And so it's better not to vote. And they went from that to it's better to vote Democrat. And they went from that, actually, it would be best if America comes to the table with China and Russia and just negotiates. And they create this council, I guess UN 3.0. And I heard Tucker having a guest where he shared that. I heard other people saying the same, and it's well, hold on a little bit. So we went from America first to well, we can't have America first because of Israel, to, you know what, actually globalism is really good. Globalism is really good. Why do you need America's interest? Just have China and Russia, leave Israel away, and you can just negotiate the price of oil, and you negotiate everything, and we're having this collaboration. And the thing that's weird is Tucker Carlson actually didn't say this 3 years ago when he was still on Fox News. He was actually livid that America is ceding its power in favor of China. And now he's well, actually, all the world, Iran, China, Russia, everyone should come together. And we should just talk and negotiate and have the United Nations 3.0. What? You kind of lost me there, So, okay, United Nations with America's Navy. That's interesting, yeah. So, Tucker Carlson is smitten with Saudi Arabia. He calls it a weirdly free place. Tucker Carlson also claims that he was attacked by a demon. So, I assume he's a Christian, right? He survived the demonic attack because he worships Christ and he has Jesus in his heart. So, he had holy protection, I assume. Do you know what they do to Christians in Saudi Arabia, Tucker? I'm just curious, if we're going to praise Saudi Arabia, and the thing is, if you praise Saudi Arabia, wouldn't you be for mass immigration? Because I made a video already talking about it, right? If Muslims are so advanced and their culture is so superior, then is it a good thing that they're coming here? I mean, look at the Byzantines, right? The Byzantines is a perfect example. The Byzantines were some of the most Christian people in Europe at the time. The Byzantines were the continuation of the Roman Empire. For them, Rome never fell. So, literally, they had a 2,000-year-old empire. No, sorry, not 2,000 years. 1,600 years or so, right? Continuation of the Roman politics. And they were Orthodox Greeks, right? Constantinople. Westerners brought their degeneracy, right? The Fourth Crusade happens. Pope Innocent calls the Fourth Crusade. The crusade gets diverted at when they arrive Venice, and they sack Constantinople. So they rape nuns in the Hagia Sophia. They actually brought a whore, made her sit in the Hagia Sophia, made her sing. They stolen relics. They persecuted Greek people on the streets because at the time the difference between Catholic and Orthodox was huge. And so, the Westerner, right, they brought their degeneracy to this pious Greek city, attacking them when they didn't expect. And they never recovered from that. Ever since the Eastern Roman Empire never managed to recover. Like, they were in complete collapse. And so the Ottomans come in with Bayezid. Now, Bayezid, what he does is he takes the city, conquers the Greeks, and right now it's called Turkey, right? Like, this Eastern Roman Empire that was the most Christian place on earth at the time, with Constantinople, and now it's Turkey. And I'm pretty sure, like, Tucker Carlson likes Turkey, right? Like, he enjoys the fact that they have children, they have Sharia, they're pious, they don't have Western degeneracy, they're decent folk, right? They're the pillar of civilization. And so, like, look, you don't need to be a Muslim, right? You can have, like, your Christian heritage, right? Just let them come in, they mingle with you, and they impose their culture, and the degeneracy is gone. So, like, why is Tucker Carlson upset then? Why is he upset about mass migration? Like, isn't this the salvation of the West, right? Like, if Western culture, and this is what Tucker said, he said it's decadent. Like, he doesn't know a single Western city that's flourishing. His words, not mine. Everywhere, like, people don't want to live anymore. People are depressed. But meanwhile, the Middle East, the jewel of the desert. Like, have you been to the Middle East? People are happy and they're flourishing. So it's like, okay, Tucker, if that's your take, why are you against mass immigration? How are you not a leftist? How are you not a leftist? Like, you're literally espousing leftist policies. Like, we should have mass migration here. Their culture is superior to ours. The United States needs to come to the table with the rest of the world. And they just need to treat everyone as a partner and just negotiate. Literally, that's the leftist argument. Now he arrives at it from a different place, right? He doesn't say diversity and tolerance. He says, no, our culture is morally inferior, not because we do slavery, but because we don't have enough children. And we're not capable of supporting the welfare state, right? Like, that's his argument. The left would be, it's bad because patriarchy and because slavery and because, right? But, like, they both agree, no, Western civilization is bad. Both Tucker and the left agrees. They both agree that the solution is Islam by importing as many people from the Middle East as possible. So, like, what exactly do they disagree? I mean, maybe I guess in the superficial level, right? Because, like, Tucker still wants Christianity while the left doesn't. But at the end of the day, if you import Islam, you're going to get Sharia. And the left has no problem with Sharia. So, I mean, on TikTok, I remember the trend on TikTok where a lot of influencers, all of a sudden, they started reading the Quran. And they were like, this is so... What? Like, have you read it? Blah, So, he's literally saying that Saudi Arabia is weirdly a free place, right? Where they don't allow women to drive. Well, actually, no, my bad. Recently they have allowed women to drive. They've made progress. So anyway, he once bigged up Jesus Christ at a dinner party in Riyadh, and nothing happened. You can say, I'm really kind of pro-Jesus, and your host will reply, that's so great. Like, this only works if a person doesn't understand Islam, okay? Muslims do not say that Jesus didn't exist. Like, Muslims do not deny Jesus. They deny the divinity of Christ, Tucker. It's not the same, right? Muslims are kind of like Jefferson, like Thomas Jefferson, that thinks that, okay, well, what would happen if we remove all the mysticism from Christianity? And we consider that Jesus was just a man, right? And we keep the teachings. But the thing is, like, when you read the Quran, the thing, like you're supposed to read it in chronological order. So basically the way it works, which is a lot better than our Bible, I'll give them that. Our Bible, if you have a contradiction, it's kind of a contradiction. Right? So, like, for example, I don't know how many of you know, but if you read the Bible, the apostles don't agree on what happened at Jesus' tomb. And this is just one example. But some believe that the stone over the tomb was still there. Others believe that the stone was moved and there were two angels. Others believe that the stone was moved, but there was no one there. Right? So, like, the same account, like, when you read the different Gospels from the different apostles, there's contradictions. And the Bible doesn't really tell you anything. The Quran is not like that. The Quran does have contradictions, but the way they solve it is, like, what was the last thing that was said? That is the one that matters. So, like, if the Quran says Jesus existed and he had, like, his teachings and whatever, that's fine. But when Muhammad comes later on and he has his own teachings, like, everything that contradicts Jesus, Muhammad is the king, right? So, when Tucker said, well, I mean, Muslims believe in Jesus. Yeah, they do. But, like, it's not the same religion, Tucker. Like, let me put it this way, and you as a Christian should know. But if you are a pious Christian, right, and you meet a pious Muslim, like both of you, according to your faiths, are doing literally everything right. When you die, if Christianity happens to be true, like if the Bible is genuinely real, you as a Christian, you go to heaven, the Muslim goes to hell. The Muslim goes to hell because he did not follow the apostolic, what did they call it, continuation, right? He did not take the sacraments. He denied the Holy Spirit. And more importantly, a lot of the stuff that's permitted in Islam is a sin in Christianity, right? Like marrying two women, for example. Now, let's assume the opposite. Let's assume that you both die and Allah is real, right? So, like, the Quran is actually true. Christianity is not. Well, what happens is you go to hell, Tucker. Even if you're like a saint, even if you're, I don't know, Saint Peter, it doesn't matter, right? Why do you go to hell? You didn't follow the pillars of Islam. You know, you didn't held the Ramadan. You did not do your pilgrimage and your daily prayer rituals. You did not fast accordingly. You touched wine. You touched pork. So, like, to say, well, they believe in Jesus too. Come on, Tucker. Come on. And not to mention, like, Islam is very collectivist in nature, right? Like, Islam is literally the way to run a nation with a constitution. Like, the Quran is actually built to be a constitution for a nation. Christianity is built around guilt, about your personal salvation, about your soul, you know, saving your soul. That's what Christianity is about. It's not about, like, collectivism. Oh, of course, like, there are branches of Christianity that made it collective. But, like, the Bible, in its purest form, it's individual. It's like your relationship with Jesus, your relationship with the divine, right? Meanwhile, Christianity is your relationship with the collective, with the ummah. I mean, again, I'm pretty sure Tucker knows this. Like, there is no fucking way he doesn't know it. Especially when his dad was CIA, wasn't it? So, actually, I don't find Carlson annoying, but I don't want him to suffer the savagery of Saudi intolerance. For if he did that, he would be instantly arrested. Okay, there is another problem here. A lot of Westerners don't understand that not all Muslims are the same, right? Like, the Muslims you find in the United Kingdom are not as civilized and educated as the Muslims in Saudi Arabia. I'm not kidding. Like, Saudi Arabia is an actual nation, unlike the United Kingdom. They understand politics, right? Like, they understand who Tucker Carlson is. They understand the optics. They understand what would happen if they messed with him. He is not going to have anything bad happen to him, right? In Saudi Arabia. Like, there's no fucking way. Now, if he went to other places, like if he went to Afghanistan. No, actually, no. Even in Afghanistan, the Taliban would know. Where the fuck would he go to get into trouble? Maybe like Libya, African nations, Pakistan. Yeah, in Pakistan, he may actually have a couple of issues. Iran. Well, actually, in Iran, he may actually be taken politically hostage. But, yeah. No, probably he would be treated good in Iran as well. Because, like, he actually had an interview with some of the Iranian leaderships, right? Palestine. If he goes to Palestine, he's fucked. Yeah, no, okay. Yeah, Palestine. If Tucker goes to Palestine, he's fucked. But my point is, right, when people say, well, if Saudi Arabia would oppress, they would not oppress Tucker Carlson. Because, like, the way things work in the Middle East, it's not like everyone is treated the same, right? It's like, no, who you are. And they know who Tucker Carlson is. And so anyway, calling Saudi Arabia outwardly free is right out of the Orwellian playbook of authoritarian duplicity. Go tell if your brother in Christ who languishes in the hell of a Saudi jail for their crime of conscience. Yeah, again, this is what happens to people that are a Tucker Carlson that they go to Saudi Arabia. Right, like, if Saudi Arabia receive Donald Trump and Donald Trump starts praying to Jesus, like, do you think they will arrest him? No, right? So, like, Tucker Carlson will never suffer the actual Saudi Arabian hospitality. In fact, just so you know, in Saudi Arabia, if I go there, I can drink, right? Like, if I go as a tourist and I sit in the perimeter of the hotel that allow the type of degeneracy that even the Saudi royals partake when they go to Las Vegas, then you're fine. But if you go on the streets of Saudi Arabia and you start drinking, the even more sickening thing about Carlson lauding Saudi Arabia is it seems to have nothing to say about Saudi Muslims who decide to become kind of pro-Jesus. Their punishment is even more severe that faced by born Christians. So like the Quran has a specific punishment for apostasy, right? So basically, again, like this is a religion that was built around, what was it, like year 300, 200? Like, I would have to check, right? Because, like, the Muslims are the last Abrahamic religion that was made. Well, actually, not the last one, because the last one is the Mormons. But, yeah, the last major one. And the religion was literally built so that it can create an empire, right? To create, and basically they actually consider this the house of war and the house of peace. So they want to create not the caliph. What's the name for it? Anyway, it will come to me. The caliphate. The caliphate, right? Like the entire purpose of Islam is to create the caliphate. And so when you look at how they deal with people, it's very interesting, right? So like they conquer a new group of people. Okay, what do? Like they want the new group of people to pay tribute, to pay taxes, right? This is pretty much like what every single government wants. Like when an empire conquers another place, they don't want to kill everyone there, right? Like what they want is for the people there to pay tribute and to give them shit, right? And to also integrate within the large empire. And so where does Islam come in? Well, Islam tells you exactly what to do with the new people you've conquered, right? So, first of all, you allow them to convert. If they convert, they get perks. One of the biggest perks they get is that they don't pay the same amount of tax. They still pay taxes, but they don't have to pay the Jiza, the one that the dhimmi pay, right? And so, your advantage is like, okay, you're conquered by the Ottomans. Now you have two choices. You can still be a Christian, like they let you practice, right? They're not like in the beginning. In the beginning, they still let you practice, but they humiliate you. Your churches have to close their doors when they preach so that other people don't see. You're not allowed to ring the church bells. If the church gets structurally damaged, you need to have an approval for making the repairs, right? And so you're still allowed to be a Christian, but you notice that you're being humiliated, right, in your own country. Or you can convert. And if you convert to Islam, all of a sudden you meet a group of people that are your friends, you know, like now you're part of the actual citizens. Now you're treated with respect. You have rights. But there is a catch, right? And that catch is that if you convert and then you ever go back, they behead you. That's the punishment for apostasy. So like once you're a Muslim, that's it. Right? Like they allow you to be a Christian. Like they allow you to keep doing what you're doing. And they always like tell you like, yeah, you can convert, you can become, but the moment you signed it, that's it. You can't then go back. You can't say, yeah, I changed my mind. And so I don't know if Tucker Carlson knows this, right? And by the way, like Muslims like atheists as well. Like that's very interesting because I've heard imams basically say it's like if I meet an atheist, I'm happy. Because the first step is to renounce the Bible. So like they already made the first step. They realize that the Bible is wrong. Now it's my job to convince them that the Quran is right. Right? So like if you go to Saudi Arabia and you're a tourist or you're like Tucker Carlson, like they don't hurt you, right? Like they don't, unless of course like you violate their customs, that's different. But if you're basically like just a Christian visiting, you're allowed. If you happen to be a Christian in a country that's recently conquered by Muslims, you're also allowed, but it's suspicious. Now, after they manage to convert like 80% of the Christian population, then it's like, okay, yeah, we're wrapping it up. Right? Like then it becomes violent. It's like, come on, like you had your time up until now, right? Because like from an administration and a bureaucratic point of view, right? Like extracting the dhimmi and all the jizya and all of that. It's one thing like when you have a big Christian community and you're extracting wealth from all of it. But after you reach a certain point, it becomes more expensive just to extract that tax. And it's like, okay, we're wrapping it up. Come on, guys. You know, either you're Muslims or we're going to have a very interesting theological debate. Very kinetic. And this is what happens in history, right? I don't think that Tucker Carlson doesn't know. I do not think that he's unaware by this. It sounds like the mafia. But yeah, I mean, like, again, these are not... I don't believe in religion, okay? I don't believe in mysticism. But there are certain things that I do believe, which is social control. Like, there are certain ways you can do something. Like, there is a certain way you can instill terror in a population. There is a certain way that you can use secret police in a population. There is a certain way you can nudge people, right? And this doesn't have to do with religion or ideology or anything. It's just like, this is how it's done, and this is how it's done incorrectly, right? So, like, when the mafia does the same thing, like the gangs, blood in, blood out, right? Like, you can choose not... Like, if you're in a prison, this is very interesting. If you go in a prison, you can choose not to be part of a gang. Like, no one is going to force you to join their gang, right? But once you make that choice, once you decided, yeah, I'm going to become part of this gang, there is no more out. Like, you're into that gang until you're there. Why? Because, well, this is how people have realized since the beginning of time that it actually works, right? Like, this is how you can actually create a movement that's stable and it remains. If you force everyone to partake in it, like the woke did, you end up with false converts. You don't know your own numbers. You don't trust your own people. Everyone can turn at any point, right? But if you just basically, like, present an alternative and you allow people to live the way they are, but they just live miserably, and they can always just join your group, but once they join, they can't leave, that actually does create a more stable movement than one that just tries to force people, one that uses constraint or a lot of threats with you know, like, no, you're part of us, even though they don't want to be, right? With Jiza, you either get reduced to outright slave status, where your Muslim masters get all the profit of your labor, or you convert. You don't get just to be a free person paying to a Western government. It really depends. Like, different schools of Islam apply this differently. For example, what I do know for sure is that Christians in the Ottoman Empire, in many time periods and in many cases, actually had a more better lifestyle than the Christians in Christianity. So, like, if you're a Christian in Spain or a Christian in France, you actually had worse living condition and amenities than a Christian in the Ottoman Empire. And you also had, like, more freedoms in the Ottoman Empire. So it's not really the same. But, of course, there's other Muslim nations that didn't do that. And what you're saying is true. Like, the jizya did make them slaves. But my point is, it doesn't have to be this way. And it's usually built around cynicism and pragmatism. It's like, what can the Christians do? Right? Like, if the Christians are still high in number, if they always live there, if they have their traditions and they know the land, then they get more rights. Because you don't want the rebellion. If the Christians are very low in number and the Muslims have completely controlled every single aspect of society, then there is no more pretending, right? It's like, come on, we're wrapping it up, so... No, it's not Muslim historical revisionism, my brother in Christ. I live in Eastern Europe. Like, I actually studied the Ottoman Empire because my nation fought them repeatedly. It's not Muslim revisionism at all. And it makes sense. Like, it makes pragmatical sense, right? Like, empire builders are very pragmatic people. Like, they use ideology to cloak their conquest. They don't conquest because of the ideology. And so, if you have, like, a population that's still high in number and still maintains some power and legitimacy in that area, you don't really want to push them to the extreme. Like, you're happy with, like, realizing that, okay, you're not going to have them today, but in 30, 40 years down the line, they're still going to be yours. So, like, there's no reason to rush things. Anyway. I hate that people accept without question that Muslims telling them all about how great Christians had it under their rules. But it's actually true, though. Not always, not in all Islam, not in all of Christianity, but, like, yeah. A serf in France, and we can look it up if you want. A serf in medieval France, year 1300, had it a lot worse than a peasant in the Ottoman Empire that was a Christian. By any metric. Even the fact that he didn't have to pay the 10%. Like, just by that. Anyway, Christians had a great life as a transition. We didn't execute them. No, man. Like, when you're in the empire, you actually get spices, you get trade, you get food. In France, you get famine. In France, you're not allowed to leave your village. Like, you're literally prevented to leave your village unless you have approval from your noble. You cannot just go to town. You're tied to the land, okay? None of those restrictions applied to Christians in the Ottoman Empire. Like, for example, the Byzantines, after they were conquered, they could still leave if they wanted to. In fact, many of them did. That's why there was an influx of enlightened people during the Renaissance, because a lot of them were Byzantine Greeks that left the Byzantine Empire. I'm Tucker Carlson now. Oh, shit. Why don't you mention how Livonian Crusaders came to Latvia to force Christianity? They were killed because the locals didn't want to convert from paganism. The way that Christianity spread, it's actually very interesting. So, Christianity spread for multiple reasons. One of them was, like, genuine conversions, like people genuinely talking and believing that the Bible is true, especially in the beginning, right? Because, like, Jesus was very persuasive. Like, empathy, compassion, loving one another. It creates the type of person that's kind of too nice to hate, right? So, like, if you have an individual that's always helpful, he always feeds the poor, he's always there to try and help you out, and you see someone else beating him up, it creates a level of rage, right? This is why the church actually did say that the blood of the martyrs are the seed of the church, right? So, like, genuine persuasion and acts of kindness helped spread Christianity. But another way that Christianity spread is that most of Europe, once they became Christians, they became the club, right? So you have, like, the Christian club. The Christian club being the kings of Europe, the nobility, right? The people that have money and things to trade. And then you have the pagans. The pagans were the Norse, right? The Danes. And the harbors started getting closed for them, right? And so it was very difficult for them to form alliances. It was very difficult for them to move in Europe. And so because they wanted to be in the Christian club, they would have to convert, right? So they take the baptism. But it's not enough to do just that. Like, they would have to convert their holdings, maybe build a church, maybe destroy a pagan temple. And so they would convert people by the sword. Like, they would literally say, yeah, I converted. They would go, they would destroy the temple. People would rise up against them. They would put them to the sword. And then you have to go. You know, like, now you have a pagan place that's more Christian than it used to be. King Olaf did that a lot. Things got a lot better after the Christians stopped killing each other. For a bit of different denominations. Christians killed each other for many reasons, not just denominations. Like, usually it was, you have two pretenders to the throne, and in a world where God anoints the king, and this is in the early Roman Empire, like, they would both pick a different bishop, and one bishop would say that the Trinity is real, the other would say that the Trinity is not real, and so now they have a reason to fight, they have a casus belli. Whether they actually believe it or not, no one fucking knows. But the reality is that it gave them a reason to have a civil war. If you look at Jiza in the Asian side, it was there long enough to get cranked all the way to slave status. How is that, like, denying what I just said? Like, my point was, when Christians were high in numbers, right? The jizya was just a humiliation, and you pay it and you're left alone. But when a lot of Christians convert, and you only have, like, a small number of Christians, then there is no more point to have the jizya. Then things wrap up really fast. Anyway, right. Guys, I'm going to go now. Let me see if I missed a super chat. So, I think I read all of them. Oh, wait, I have one, I have one from the beer worm. Notice how the noticing never happens. Voting doesn't matter. People are all hyped for Rupert Lowe and how he's going to save the Western civilization. Okay, I'm going to tell you what will happen in the UK. And hopefully I'm wrong. But this is my prediction. It upsets people. I understand. But this is what I think. So bookmark this video and you can see if I was a good political analyst or if I was a shit political analyst. The government in Britain is going to be like this. Lib Dem, maybe some Labour, very small percentages though. And this is where it's going to be interesting. You may have the Tories. You may have the Tories, or you may have... Right? And the ones in the opposition is going to be... Oh, hold on, I forgot the Greens. The Greens, right? So you're going to have the Greens plus Lib Dem plus Labour plus Reform UK. This is the government. This is the government. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I think this is going to be it. In Europe, since Angela Merkel decided to open the doors, every single time you have a government that has one policy, just one. We want to reduce migration. Right? Like that's it. That's the that government becomes neo-Nazi, far-right fascist, and then you have like the communists, the socialists, the centrists, the Christian Democrats, the monarchists. Literally everybody else forms a coalition. Everybody else. So like you have the right-wing government winning 49% of the vote. Everybody else like forms the 51% coalition. Everyone else. And this is like the situation that's in Germany. This is the situation that's in France. This is the situation that's going to be in the UK. And so I'm looking at the UK. What do I see? People are really disappointed in Labour, right? And so you have individuals like Sargon that genuinely believe, well, if people are disappointed in Labour, they're going to become right-wing now. No, you're not going to see a guy that's waving a trans flag becoming right-wing because he's disappointed in Labour. No, you're not going to see that. What you are going to see is him going to join the Greens, right? Now, why is he joining the Greens? Because the Greens are basically telling young people what they want to hear, right? Like Sargon is thinking that, oh, young people, they want discipline and they want no pornography and they're going to vote restore because they hate anime. No, listen. That's not what young people want. Young people want to be told that it's not their fault. Okay? It's sad. It's pathetic. I know that, but most young people, and we both know this, like, how many people do we not know like this? How many people do we not know that legitimately want to be told it's not their fault? Right? It's not their fault. Like someone else did it to them. It's not their fault. And so who's to blame? The rich. The rich are to blame. Who are the rich? They. Doesn't matter. They're to blame. The rich. Elon Musk is to blame. And so if we tax the rich more, then your life will be better. Like your life is bad right now because they, the rich, are the problem. And so what do the Greens say when it comes to immigration? The Greens say that the immigration is something to distract us from the rich, from they. The Epsteins, the Elon Musk, the Donald Trumps, right? The immigration is a distraction. And unfortunately, like, look, I hate it. I fucking hate it. I wish it wasn't the case. But I think I spent a lot of time on Discord with a lot of people, especially on the left and the right, to realize that this is the reality. This is what people actually like. So, you know, when Sargon, and to be fair, like when Sargon goes around, it's like, oh, well, young people, they need hardship. They need porn on tap. Sorry, they don't need porn on tap. Listen, Sargon, my brother in Christ. You say that to your child. You say that to your son because you're the father and you actually want to raise a decent human being. You do not say this to the voters. To the voters, you need a coalition, right? Like you need the people that just want to be left alone to grill. The people that don't want the government to moralize them. You want them on your side because like the way you win election is by percentages, not by moral. Right? Like moralizing doesn't win elections. What does win elections is coalition building. And so you want the libertarian, but if you tell the libertarian, yeah, put me in charge and I'll censor the internet, I want digital ID and I want to, you know, okay. The libertarian is not going to vote for the Green, but he's not going to vote for you either. He's just going to sit at home and is going to watch the insane people fight. Like, seriously, like, think about it this way, right? If you have a neighbor, and if he wins, he's going to fuck you in the ass. And you have another guy, and if he wins, he's going to fuck you in the ass. But, like, they now have to make the arguments on why one guy fucking you in the ass is better than the other. It's like, look, the other guy is old, right? Like, he is old. You don't want him to fuck you. You want me, because, like, I'm more... or I'm your race, you know? The other guy is black. I'm white. Like, you need to let me do it. And it's like, at the end of the day, like, some people just don't care. Like, some people are just going to get depressed. And they're going to be like, no matter what I do, I'm going to get fucked in the ass. I'm not going to go out there and fight for either of them. You know? It's like, whatever happens will happen. I still get fucked in the ass. It is what it is. Right? Like, those are the voters that he should actually convince. No, like, if you vote for me, I won't fuck you in the ass. You need to be the guy that actually speaks their language and basically says, yeah, if you vote for me, I will not fuck you in the ass. There is a path. There is a ticket where you don't get ass fucked. Yeah, okay, well. By that logic, if you appeal to the libertarians, you lose the authoritarianism? No, because Trump won. Like, Trump actually appealed to the libertarians. Trump went to the libertarians. He basically told them that they're going to release Wolfric from prison. All of a sudden, they were shouting his name. He got like 3 or 4%. Trump said he's going to unfuck the internet. He's going to uncensor the internet. He got a lot of people. He managed to get Elon Musk. He was parading a little bit. He got the tech bros as well. Right? Like, that's coalition building. That's how you win elections. If you want to win elections. If you don't want to win elections, then okay. You know, like, yeah. I'm going to be your daddy. I'm going to be your daddy. I'm going to set the country straight. And then you notice that people vote for the Greens and for the Lib Dems. And you're like, what happened here? What? One of them uses a condom. The other one doesn't. You know, like, I think, like, if I get fucked in the ass, I don't care about anything else. I think, like, at that point, I'm going to get Canadian healthcare. Like, my dignity was robbed. Everything else, like, what's the point in going on? Right? So, no, I wouldn't care if one of them uses rubber and the other one doesn't. It's literally just no. One guy has a big dick, the other guy has an average sized dick. Yeah, again, like, it wouldn't matter. Like, it's the principle, it's the gesture, it's, you know, I'm just saying. Anyway, right, I should end it here. Let me guys know what you think in the comment section, and I'll see you all later. Take care.